Have you ever looked at your bank statement and thought, where did it all go? You're not alone. For many of us, the shift from earning a steady paycheck to living on retirement savings can feel a bit like stepping off a moving train. Everything slows down except the bills, and suddenly, budgeting isn't just helpful, it's essential. Whether you're already retired or preparing for the transition, understanding how to stretch every dollar while still enjoying life can be the difference between just getting by and truly thriving in your later years. Money may not buy happiness, but let's be honest, feeling secure enough to cover your needs without stress certainly helps you sleep better at night. And after years of working hard, raising families, and handling life's endless curveballs, you deserve peace of mind, not money worries. The good news is financial wellness in retirement isn't about having piles of cash. It's about planning smart, making small but meaningful adjustments, and protecting what you've built. Let's start with something many people hesitate to talk about: expenses. When you retire, your lifestyle changes. You may not need to commute or buy work clothes anymore, but new costs pop up in their place. Medical bills, home maintenance, and travel to see the grandkids often take center stage. That's why the first step in creating financial clarity is knowing exactly what's coming in and what's going out. It's not about pinching every penny. It's about knowing where they're going so you're not caught off guard. One small shift that can make a big difference is tracking your spending. I don't mean writing down every single coffee purchase, but sitting down once a week or month and looking at your bank statement with fresh eyes. Are there subscriptions you're no longer using? A service you can negotiate down? You'd be surprised how many people are still paying for things they forgot about years ago. And trimming just a few of those can free up money for things that actually matter to you. Now let's talk about the idea of income in retirement. It might feel like once the paychecks stop, there's not much wiggle room. But that's not entirely true. Many retirees have multiple income streams, even if they don't realize it. Maybe you're drawing from Social Security, a pension, or a small rental property. Some folks even pick up a hobby that brings in a bit of extra cash, like selling handmade crafts, teaching a skill, or consulting. These aren't just financial moves, they're ways to stay engaged and feel productive too. But here's where it gets tricky, figuring out how to make what you have last. That's where planning becomes your best friend. If you haven't already, sitting down with someone, a financial advisor, a trusted family member, or even using an easy online tool to map out how much you can safely withdraw each month is one of the smartest things you can do. Because it's not just about today, it's about making sure your resources support you for the long haul, no matter what life throws at you. And while we're on the topic of unexpected events, let's touch on one that no one wants to think about, but everyone should be ready for: scams. Sadly, financial fraud targeting older adults is on the rise. And it doesn't always come from a stranger. Sometimes it's a phone call that seems a little too urgent, or an email from someone pretending to be your bank. The scammers are clever, and they're constantly finding new ways to prey on trust. The best defense here is simple but powerful: pause. If something feels rushed, pressured, or a little off, don't act immediately. Hang up the phone. Close the email. Then call the official number from your account statement, not the one the message gave you. Real companies never mind you verifying first. They expect it. And if you ever feel unsure, asking a friend or a relative to take a second look can be all it takes to avoid a major mistake. Financial wellness isn't just about numbers. It's about feeling in control, respected, and confident. That's why being proactive rather than reactive is so important. It gives you power. You may not be able to predict everything, but you can prepare in ways that make life more comfortable and even more enjoyable. Having a plan for regular expenses, unexpected costs, and ways to grow or stretch your income lets you focus more on what really matters: spending time with loved ones, exploring new passions, and feeling proud of the life you've created. Because financial wellness isn't about pinching pennies. It's about using what you have with intention. There's something empowering about knowing you've got a handle on your finances, not just for today, but for the years ahead. One area that often doesn't get enough attention is setting personal financial boundaries. It's easy to say yes when a family member needs a loan or when a loved one asks for help with a purchase. But sometimes protecting your future means learning how to kindly but firmly say no. That doesn't make you selfish, it makes you smart. Because your stability matters, not only for your own peace of mind, but also so you can continue being a support to others when it's truly needed. When you set boundaries, you're making space for your own goals. That might mean saving for a special trip, covering medical needs without stress, or simply maintaining the life you've worked so hard to build. Think of it as a way to keep your future from being shaped by someone else's emergency. And if saying no feels hard, try thinking of it as saying yes to your own long-term well-being. Let's also consider the emotional side of money. It's not just dollars and cents. Money is tied to memories, to habits, and to how we were raised. Some people feel guilty spending on themselves, even after decades of working and saving. Others have a fear of running out that keeps them from enjoying what they've earned. If you've ever hesitated to treat yourself to a nice dinner or buy something that brings you joy, just remember, your financial plan should include room for happiness. You're not just surviving retirement, you're living it. And part of living fully is feeling confident navigating financial conversations. Whether it's with a professional, a partner, or your children, talking about money doesn't have to be awkward or intimidating. It can be open, honest, and even freeing. One powerful shift is starting to treat those talks less like confessionals and more like strategy sessions. You're not admitting failure, you're planning success. You don't need to have all the answers to start asking the right questions. This leads into another often overlooked topic, paperwork. It's not the most exciting task, but having important documents organized can prevent confusion and stress down the line. That means things like account info, insurance details, and even a list of monthly bills. Keeping these in one place and letting a trusted person know where to find them can be a huge relief, not just for you, but for anyone who might need to step in and help someday. It's not about expecting the worst. It's about being ready for life's detours. Another factor in financial wellness that doesn't get much airtime is housing. Many people reach a point in retirement where they start questioning if their current living arrangement still fits their lifestyle, health, or budget. Maybe the house feels too big, or the upkeep has become too much. Downsizing, relocating, or even moving into a community with support options can dramatically change not just your monthly costs but your day-to-day enjoyment. It's not about giving up independence. It's about creating a space that supports your next chapter. And here's a thought that might surprise you. Being frugal doesn't always mean cutting back. Sometimes it means spending smarter. Choosing quality over quantity. Picking services or products that save you time, reduce stress, or improve your well-being. A budget isn't a punishment. It's a tool that lets you align your money with your values. Want to spend more on hobbies or health? A well-planned budget helps you make that happen without second-guessing. Let's not forget the importance of checking in with your finances regularly. Just like you go to a doctor for a checkup, your money needs one too. That could be as simple as sitting down once a month with a cup of tea and reviewing what's working and what feels off. Patterns emerge over time, and sometimes you'll spot an opportunity or a leak you didn't notice before. These small moments of attention create a foundation of trust between you and your finances. You start feeling more in control and less like you're reacting to surprises. Financial health, much like physical health, is built over time. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going, keep learning, and keep adjusting. It's okay if you didn't grow up talking about money or using digital tools to manage it. What matters is that you're willing to learn now. You're never too old to get financially stronger, more secure, and more empowered. It's also okay to ask for help. Whether it's hiring a financial coach, using a budgeting app that's easy to navigate, or sitting down with someone you trust to walk through your options, help is out there. You don't have to carry every financial worry on your own shoulders. And more importantly, you shouldn't have to. At this stage in life, your money should serve you, not the other way around. Every decision you make, every plan you set, is a step toward the kind of retirement you deserve. One where you wake up with fewer worries and more time for the people and passions that bring you joy. There's a quiet kind of confidence that comes from knowing you're financially prepared, even when life throws something unexpected your way. It's not about predicting the future, but about feeling grounded no matter what that future brings. One way that peace of mind is built is through having a safety cushion. Not necessarily a large savings account sitting untouched, but knowing that you have a plan for the what-ifs. It might be a sudden dental expense or a family situation that needs your attention. The details aren't as important as knowing you have a system in place that lets you adjust without panic. For many seniors, another concern that creeps in is longevity, how long their money will last, and whether it can support not just needs but wants. This is where long-range thinking comes in. It's not just about counting pennies, it's about understanding how the decisions you make today influence the next 10 or 20 years. That might involve choosing certain types of investments or adjusting the timing of drawing from retirement accounts. The goal isn't to make big risky moves, but to make thoughtful choices that support a sustainable, steady lifestyle you can depend on. Technology has started to play a surprising and helpful role in all of this. There are simple digital tools now that let you keep track of everything without needing to be a tech expert. From automatic reminders to pay your bills, to budget trackers that show you a snapshot of your monthly habits, these tools are like quiet assistants working in the background. They free up your time and reduce the chance of letting something important slip through the cracks. And you don't need to use every feature, just the ones that feel useful for you. Another topic that deserves attention is insurance, not just the kind you think about when you're younger, but the types that start to matter more in retirement. This could mean reviewing your health coverage, understanding what's actually covered and what's not, and deciding whether supplemental policies are worth the cost. It might also include things like long-term care insurance, which some people overlook until it's too late to secure it affordably. These aren't always easy topics to dive into, but ignoring them doesn't make them go away. Facing them with calm curiosity, and maybe even a bit of help, makes all the difference. It's also wise to think about how your finances are protected in the event of major changes in your health. Having certain legal tools in place, like a durable power of attorney for financial matters, ensures that someone you trust can step in and make decisions if you ever become unable to do so yourself. This isn't just about protecting your money, it's about preserving your dignity and making sure your wishes are followed without confusion or conflict. There's another conversation that can be uncomfortable, but is so necessary, especially later in life, and that's how your financial affairs will be handled after you're gone. Planning for this doesn't mean you're inviting it any sooner. It just means you care enough about the people you love to make things clear and organized. From making sure beneficiaries are up to date to letting someone know where important documents are kept, these steps are a gift to your family. They save heartache, they save time, and they make transitions smoother for everyone involved. It's worth noting that the way you think about money can evolve as your life changes. What felt like a priority 5 years ago might not even matter today. You might find yourself shifting from a mindset of accumulation to one of simplification. Maybe you want to start giving more, or downsizing your possessions, or supporting a cause that's close to your heart. Financial wellness isn't static, it's flexible. And allowing your financial plan to reflect who you are now, not just who you were then, keeps your life aligned with your values. And then there's generosity. So many seniors feel drawn to help their children or grandchildren financially. There's beauty in that instinct, but there's also wisdom in doing it in a way that doesn't put your own stability at risk. Giving with intention, when you can truly afford to, means those gestures come from joy, not from pressure. It means you're able to support others while still honoring your own needs, dreams, and peace of mind. As retirement progresses, the sense of what matters most becomes clearer. It's not about having the biggest account balance, but about being able to enjoy your days without the cloud of worry. Being able to go to sleep at night knowing your bills are covered. Waking up with the freedom to say yes to an experience, or the confidence to say no to something that doesn't fit your plan. The truth is, every decision you make, whether it's small like adjusting a grocery list or big like changing your living situation, can have a ripple effect on your sense of control and contentment. And that's what financial wellness really gives you. Not perfection, but stability. Not wealth, but clarity. Not rules, but freedom. You've already come so far. You've made tough decisions, handled responsibilities, and weathered more than your fair share of storms. This stage of life is about building ease. It's about putting tools in place so you can worry less and enjoy more. And the most powerful part, you're the one in charge of it all. One of the most overlooked parts of financial well-being is simplicity. When your finances feel overly complicated, it's easy to lose track of the bigger picture. That's why, in this stage of life, streamlining can be just as powerful as saving. Closing accounts you no longer use, consolidating where it makes sense, and reducing the mental clutter around your money decisions can ease anxiety and free up energy for things that bring more joy. You're not trying to impress anyone with spreadsheets. You're building a system that supports peace of mind. Part of that simplicity also involves how you engage with your monthly habits. It's easy to set up a routine and stick with it out of comfort, but sometimes those patterns no longer serve you. Maybe you've been going to the same pharmacy for years out of habit, but a little research might reveal better pricing elsewhere. Or maybe there's a membership you once enjoyed but now feel no connection to. Letting go of what's no longer useful is as important as holding on to what is. It's about refining your environment so it reflects the life you want to live now, not 5 or 10 years ago. The people you surround yourself with also have a surprising influence on your financial well-being. Conversations about money don't have to be stiff or taboo. Whether it's a trusted friend, a sibling, or even a fellow member in a community group, talking about budgeting, planning, and financial experiences can spark ideas, offer support, and break the isolation that sometimes comes with money matters. You're not alone in figuring this out. Everyone's trying to make their resources stretch while still enjoying the present moment. Your financial confidence can grow, even later in life. That sense of "I've got this" often comes not from knowing every technical term or managing huge sums, but from small, consistent actions. It's in reviewing your expenses once a month. It's in asking questions before signing paperwork. It's in trusting your gut when something feels off. Confidence in your finances isn't just a result of education, it's a result of engagement, and it builds with time. What also matters is having space to reflect. Financial planning isn't just a math problem, it's emotional. It brings up memories, fears, hopes, and dreams. Taking the time to sit quietly and ask yourself what you want this next phase to feel like, calm, spacious, purposeful, helps guide your decisions in a way that a calculator never could. Your goals might be modest or bold, but either way, they deserve your attention. It's okay if your priorities shift. Maybe you're now more interested in creating experiences than buying things. Maybe you find yourself thinking about legacy, what you're passing down not just financially, but in wisdom and values. Maybe you're starting to see that being financially well is about being able to make thoughtful choices without fear or urgency pressing in. As you think about the months and years ahead, picture a version of yourself who feels secure enough to be generous, grounded enough to be spontaneous, and confident enough to make decisions without hesitation. That version of you isn't far off. It begins with clarity. It begins with honesty. It begins with small steps that, over time, build into a foundation stronger than you imagined. If you've ever felt behind, overwhelmed, or unsure, take a breath and remind yourself that there is no too late when it comes to financial awareness. Every day you choose to take control is a day that moves you closer to calm. You don't have to do everything, just the next right thing. Maybe that's reviewing your expenses. Maybe it's having a conversation you've put off. Maybe it's simply acknowledging that you deserve stability. No one hands us a manual on how to manage money after retirement. But that doesn't mean you're left to figure it out alone. There are tools, people, and support systems ready to help you navigate every question you might have. And you're far more capable than you give yourself credit for. Wisdom isn't just about knowing facts. It's about understanding what matters most and making decisions that align with it. You have every right to feel proud of where you are today. You've come through decades of change, challenge, and growth. This next chapter isn't about worry. It's about building a life that feels intentional, sustainable, and free. And your finances, when managed with care, allow that life to flourish. So take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. Let yourself feel empowered by the steps you've already taken and encouraged by the opportunities that still lie ahead. Keep the conversation going. Keep learning. Keep adjusting. Your best financial decisions aren't behind you. They're still unfolding. If this video has helped you in any way, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Share your stories, your tips, or even your challenges. Let's create a space where we lift each other up and remind one another that financial wellness is not only possible, it's within reach. If you found this helpful, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. There's so much more we can explore together. Here's to living your best life at any age with confidence, clarity, and joy.